Milton Keynes paid tribute to the late Jim Marshall ahead of their championship game with Plymouth Raiders. Once things got underway, the Lions were desperate to get their playoff push back on track, having never really been the same since losing the trophy semi-final in heartbreaking fashion in Plymouth. And in the early stages, they looked like doing exactly that. This Nuno Pedroso triple gave them a double-digit lead after 6 minutes. Raiders cut it to 2, but Josie had it back out to 11 early in the second. And it continued to rain down threes. This one from Pedroso took it to 14. The Lions were in the midst of a 13-2 run in the middle of the second, as they would move a staggering 55-35 clear after only 16 minutes. Jeremy Bell got the visitors going, and Thomas Yannisaskas provided a spark off the bench as the Raiders went 12-1, and in a seesaw game it was 56-48 at the break. All told, Bell had 8 as the Raiders cut the gap to only 4, but Sturt hit the first field goal in 6 minutes for the Lions. Robert Youngblood had the Lions lead back out to 8 points, but Anthony Rowe would help the Raiders start another run. Ojo did the rest. It's 66-63. Lions, though, wouldn't give up their lead. Adrian Sturt with this tremendous throwdown on the follow. MK's lead was back out to 7 on this Youngblood long 2 before Colbert sparked another Raiders rally. Go on, go on! Yes! That's good for 3. Plymouth would post a 7-0 run around the final break to finally get in front for the first time since 5-4. Raiders by 3 here. Sturt makes it 1. But Bell pushes quickly for the Raiders and tosses the perfect alley-oop. Ojo now from behind the arc doubles Plymouth's lead to 86-80. 4 points in a row from Daniel Northern narrowed the gap to just 2 points for the Lions, who were without injured Justin Dobbins. Bolds makes it 90-94 with 98 seconds to go, and on the next play, Sturt from the corner. It's a 1-point game. Rowe finds his way to the hole, 96-93. And then Jeremy Bell makes it a 2-shot game from the foul line. They both drop. It's 98-93. Lions need 3s now. Gill, no. Pedroso under pressure. Front rims. How about Sturt from downtown? Still no. Bell top scored with 28 as Raiders rally from 20 down to win by 7.
You know, I give the guys credit. As bad as we played early on, you know, they showed a lot of heart, and we changed the lineup a little bit. It seemed to work a little bit better, and guys just played smart and with intensity. And you know, we managed to claw our way back in just before halftime. Got it down to 8, which was huge for us.
Yeah, I think that my guys showed a lot of improvement where we played tonight. Plymouth Raiders is obviously a very good team. They've made it to both the Cup final and the Trophy final this year. So definitely a very good team. You got to give those guys a lot of credit. Down by 20 points, they never gave up. Their bench came in and did a job for them with Janowskis and also Michael Ojo, just until the starters can get going. Thought when Lamont Colbert came in and made a deep 3 with 1 second on the clock, it was a big shot for them. But my guys are a good team. They played well tonight, just not good enough for a caliber team of Plymouth tonight.
The Cheshire Jets, on the back of 2 good wins, go to Leicester, and in the first half they shoot the lights out. 55% from the floor, 6 of 8 from behind the arc, as they led by as many as 10. Despite that though, Leicester only down 3 at the interval, and in the second half Cameron Rundles and Drew Sullivan would drive Leicester to a 23-4 spell around the final break, which took control of the game. Final score, Leicester Riders 85, Cheshire Jets 78.
Good team effort. I mean, we found ourselves down by I think 8 at one point, and you know, to our credit, we didn't give up. We stuck in there. We played hard, and you know, we started knocking it down on defense. Got the game back, and we finished it out the right way.
You know, I thought we were a little tired early on. It's the 3rd game in 6 days, you know, with the long trip to Plymouth. But I thought second half, our defense was solid. I thought we limited them in 1 shot, and did a good job in getting out of their shooters, and all in all, a good win for us.
Cut to the chase, dying seconds here, Sherrod Prezi Blue with the and 1, and with 8.8 to go, the Wolves are in front by a point. Eagles need a score on this final play. Thompson takes it in, misses, rebound, misses, tip, misses. Thompson, 3rd attempt, yes, it's good, and the Eagles are up 1. Wolves still with a chance here though. Prezi Blue with the Hail Mary on the buzzer. No good, and the Eagles take 1 more step towards the title. Thrilling victory at Sports Central. Eagles 85, Wolves 84. Worcester Wolves back in action on Saturday night. Guildford Heat the visitors, and almost nothing between them. Never more than 5 or 6 points in it for the first 25 minutes of the game. Wolves, though, with 15 straight late in the third, gave themselves an 11-point lead. That advantage maxed out at 15, and though the Heat rallied late on, they never got close enough. Final score, Worcester Wolves 85, Guildford Heat 77.
I think a long period of obviously towards the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth, we were flat. They executed. We fell asleep on some assignments and they made 3-point shots, and that pretty much cost us the game.
So after an eventful weekend, here's how things stand in the championship table. Newcastle just 1 game away from a record 5th title. With Worcester and Plymouth both losing, Leicester's interest in second has been rekindled. Those 3 sides duke it out this week. Glasgow now have a Q next to their name. There's some convoluted way of mathematically proving Sheffield don't, but essentially they're qualified. Guildford are almost home too after their win over Plymouth, whilst Cheshire, Milton Keynes and Mersey are all still hoping to claim that final berth. Here's the fixtures for the week. Another Wednesday night game in Leicester, and a crucial one at that, as they entertain the Plymouth Raiders at the top of the table. A Riders win in that one will see Newcastle as champions, but if Plymouth are victorious, the Geordies can seal it themselves if they beat the Tigers. Sheffield and Glasgow meet in Steel Town as the Rocks look to wrap up 5th, and what a game we have in Milton Keynes. The Lions and Jets go head to head, and neither dare lose that one. Saturday's action sees the Wildcats host the Heat, whilst Leicester travel to Worcester in another top-of-the-table fight for positions. Sunday's action sees more intriguing battles between teams in similar spots in the table. Cheshire welcome Glasgow to the Northgate. Mersey have a must-win against the Lions on Sunday, but MK desperately need that one too. And finally, the third instalment of this week's top 4 dust-up for positions sees Worcester in Plymouth. That'll be the Wolves' last chance to get points on the board as their regular season comes to an end. For more details and tickets, visit www.bbl.org.uk.